Elliot.
So now that we've finished out all the mechanical stuff and gotten the feats and all of that out of the way, we've backed that down. We've done our incremental advances. We figured out where everybody is recovering from.
2 XP, was that right?
Nope, you don't get XP. You just get the incremental advances.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And you guys have done technically 2 fights in a row, but really it's 3 fights because Carl ran and dragged that one fight on into 2 parts, which was pretty awesome when he ran the escalation die in a desperate attempt. So as you may recall, last time you guys had fought your way into the towers of the hospital, the Templars of Tect, the towers of Zabuku, and you had gone in there to rescue a person named Sigan McGrail. You had rescued him as well as another prisoner. You found demons there in the towers.
What was the other prisoner's name?
The other prisoner's name I'll get to you in the briefing time. I'm just going to do the overview right now, but I'll come back and I'll answer that first thing. You guys fought the demons. Discovered that there was corruption going on with the hospitals in these towers. You made your way down and encountered a group of what seemed to be possessed Templars. You fought them and quite handily dealt with them. But their leader dove down into what appeared to be a series of underground caverns, which had in them giant ants that apparently were fueled by some sort of demonic essence. And she seemed to be conducting some ritual, and what you discovered was that she had this massive floating heart that was pumping out blood that was feeding these ants. You guys fought the ants, you fought the ant queen, defeated them, brought down the place, wrapped up and grabbed this weird heart, and kind of set fire to the place. And you guys ran back through the sewers ahead of it as the fires consumed all of the sort of the understructure of the towers in this prison and brought it all down. And so when you guys got to street side, that whole complex, this one of these massive sets of towers in this city of the Unconquered Port, catching fire and collapsing, and people out on the streets, and just absolute chaos and panic here at night. You guys had some coin that you had gotten out of the loot there, and you sort of headed off and carefully got quiet rooms to at least catch your breaths and figure out what's going on. So we take up maybe an hour later, you guys having eaten, cleaned up, bound wounds. Still the noise, the hue and the cry out in the streets from this. Still water brigades attempting to put out those fires. Chaos all around. And it's probably 2, 3 in the morning right now.
And Segan McGrail is with us?
So you have with you Segan McGrail, who does look a little sick. And as you guys may recall, that was part of the reason he had gone to the towers in the first place. And the other guy that you rescued is a fellow named Turlo Corkmiser. I will spell that for you. Actually, Turlo.
Miserly with quartz, obviously.
Cockmiser.
I've never heard that before. So, Corkmiser kind of keeping his mouth shut, just listening. He's still not sure exactly what's going on. And it was pretty clear that you guys had rescued Segan. And Segan will kind of catch his breath. He's still clearly weak, pale. And he will say, You came for me?
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
Who sent you?
The Lady Nysoon, indirectly.
The warlock. Does she still live?
No. Agents of the Leviathan, we believe, came for her.
That would not surprise me.
Sandra,
I
does
think they're
Warlock
most.
does Warlock have any significance to us besides being just a title, or is it
No,
a
it's
type
another
of
word. It's another word for sorcerer because she was a high sorceress.
Okay, that's what I need.
Just like Palak is a high wizard, she was a high sorceress.
Okay.
She was killed by Gordana, is that right? The half-sword
Goldana,
pirate?
she was killed by
Goldana.
the orc pirates. Essentially, clearly for hire from the Crowsworn pirate, but hired by Leviathan. And in fact,
And-
the thing that they wanted were those 2 draconic gems that you guys have, as well as those rings. And we'll come
And
back
also,
to that.
I guess the Torrent stall we should mention to this guy, right?
And he'll
Well, hold up before we go there.
yes, okay.
Is Seagon McGrail? Does he need to rest?
He clearly wants to tell you his story.
Okay. Before we get there, so Mr. Miser, Quirk Miser, so tell us, what were you doing in there? I'm just trying to find out who he is and why he's there, and if he's a threat to us.
He will indicate that he I happened into some information that the Templars wanted.
Which Templars? The normal Templars or the demonic ones?
The demonic ones. Or I didn't even know if there were normal ones around. But when your friend's done with his tale, I can certainly offer you something, perhaps as a reward for having assisted me out of there.
Do I get anything from him that he's not who he says he is, and he's
Why
not
don't
actually
you
with
make a wisdom check for me, Carl?
Okay, that would be. I'm thinking doing motives would be trading,
That seems
or
reasonable. Yeah.
or possibly pirate, maybe pirate.
Let's do the trading plus
Okay.
your wisdom bonus plus your level.
Okay, that.
Are you going to type another essay into the chat box?
Yes, almost did that. +2, +3. Oh yeah, I can tell for sure that he's telling either the truth or he's lying through his teeth to us, and I know that completely.
He's tired, and it's really hard to get a read on him right now.
Okay. Okay.
So answer uncertain, ask again later.
Okay, great.
So Siga McGrail will say the first thing you need to know is about that heart.
Okay. What do we need to know about it?
That's what I brought to the towers with me. That is the heart of one of the gods who fell from heaven. And he'll kind of look around, clearly realizing that this sounds crazy. But it has to do with the torrent stall, how that came into my possession. But that is the heart, I believe, of Anduriak.
Pardon me, Turlo.
Yes.
Did you say the torrent stall?
Yes. That's you asked
How
about
are you
that.
involved with that?
I was on that
We
expedition.
understood. No, that's. Are we talking to Turlo or Seagrin?
Talking to Seagrin.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Okay, forget it. I did not interrupt.
Okay. I believe that is the heart of Anduriak, the Night Keeper.
And we know this the name.
Yes, you would know that. Again, may recall in the history that you guys came up with, the gods were thrown out of heaven some time ago, and they've been replaced by other gods, but nobody knows who these other gods are yet. And in fact, one of those fallen gods / maybe other forces is Ben's father, Kukulian. And Matt, will you pronounce that correctly for me?
That's Kukulin.
Kukulin, thank you. which is how Ben has his delicious half demonic powers.
Yeah.
So could you spell, Lowell, could you spell that name of whose heart this is,
Sure.
he thinks this
Let
is?
me type that in there for you. Anduriak.
Thank you.
The Night Keeper. So he will tell you this story, and if I can ask that you guys save your questions until the end, do you mind? Because I'm going to kind of go through it. I may sketch some things, but imagine that he tells this story over the course of the next half hour or so. Some details he kind of leaves out. He's vague on other ones, and it is kind of dimly lit in this room as he tells this story. His face kind of pale clearly pains him to think back on this. And of course, the background for all this for you guys is the towers burning in the distance, the smoke filling the city, and still the sounds of people out in the streets, the hue and the cry. He will tell you that they were hired by Palak, the wizard Palak. One of his expedition leader, Ramos. Ramos had papers, or Palak had papers, I'm not sure. We were simply hired as experts in muscle and so on, the usual questing expedition group, a dozen of us. And that we were told that we would be out at sea, traveling around, following up on this thing for months. And it was good pay, so we took it. The expedition...
This thing being the heart?
This thing being the torrent stall.
Oh, okay.
At the time, at the start, we didn't know what the torrent stall was. We traveled following leads, searching around. It was clear that Ramos knew more about this, had specific information he was following up on. In the course of this, we several times crossed paths with a group known as the Ageless Hand. Ramos clearly didn't know who they were. We didn't know who they were, what their goals were, but it became clear that they were perhaps also engaged in a quest for the torrent stall, and they also were acting against our interests. Eventually, at a temple, we came on writings that Ramos was able to translate, and we realized the torrent stall was not a thing. The torrent stall is a place, and it is a place that has to be summoned, it has to be called. And we discovered that the Ageless Hand were ahead of us and had already done that. But we were able to move to intercept them and arrived at this place that had come out of the ocean. It was unnatural, not right. The things, I can't even speak of how it looked, this place. It felt wrong. We moved through this place trying to make our way to intercept the Ageless Hand agents, and we lost men along the way to things, to traps, to monsters. But eventually we crossed paths in one of these chambers. I guess you could call it a chamber. A room filled with things. And the Ageless Hand had with them Anduriak, had with them this fallen god. And it was clear that Anduriak had allied himself to them, and that this Ageless Hand, this group, was clearly They were clearly servants of the Leviathan. We skirmished. We fought. Magic went off. There was a battle. Again, I can't remember much, but things went wrong. The magics there interacted with what was in that place, in the torrent stall, and Duriak exploded. I don't know if it was the energies or a device or what, but he blew apart, and everyone was killed. Blood, bits. I mean, I can't. It was a god, and even as we ran, the place started to leave. It was only myself and an elf named Tensalar of our group that made it out. There may have been agents of the Ageless Hand that got out as well. I'm still not certain. We had grabbed what we could. I took the heart. I mean, it's the heart of a god. I thought, perhaps that could be sold, or I could gain some power or figure out something from it. Tensalar took a hand and an eye of this god, wrapped them up.
Oh, that'll never work out well.
Tensalar was a mage, a chaos mage, and soon after we left, after we got away from there, he realized that these things, the heart, the hand, and the eye, all had grave power, grave transformative power, a contagion, a poison to them. And we took them to an elemental pool and used that to create a protective coating around them. And you guys know elemental pools are a kind of a rare magical location. Essentially, they're pools of particular elemental energy, and they can be used essentially where the elemental energy becomes kind of solid. Now, I should tell you that Tensalar and I went back to Palak, and we tried to tell him what had occurred, but he was furious and wouldn't listen to us. We'd lost everything that he'd given us. All the items, all of the resources, all the money were all gone. And most importantly to him, we had no connection to show to the siren. That is the adversary that he fights against. And we may not have told him everything. Especially given his initial reaction, we did not tell him about Anduriak, and we did not tell him about the relics that we had recovered. Tensalar took off for the caverns at Nautilus. This is a year and a half ago. He, I think, wanted to research these relics and see what he could discover. Myself, I kept the heart contained within this container of elemental earth, but it was already too late. I'd already been sickened by the contagion, and I desperately came here to the Templars of Tect. I knew that they had a hospital here, and I hoped that perhaps their clerics could heal me. But not long after I came there, and I met the woman that you fought, Marl. She clearly was corrupted, clearly was an agent of some force. I'm not sure which. But she cracked open the heart, and she and her fellows began to utilize the powers of it. I think she might have been serving the siren, I'm not sure. But for whatever the reason, she was utilizing that demonic power, the strength of that heart. You will need to do something with it. In the short term, if you can find contacts or allies that will have access to some minor magical powers, you can bind it for a short time, but eventually you'll need to do something more long term to contain it. That's my story. I'm sure you have questions.
So, what's your take on this Tinselar? Is he? I mean, is he being a chaos mage? Is he crazy? Really bad? Does he like a particular icon?
Yeah, where is he?
Tensar was probably at the still at
Caverns.
the caverns at Nautilus.
Right, right.
He kept to himself, but he fought as strongly as anyone against the agents of the Leviathan.
Okay. Well, okay.
But he also looked to his own interests. The only reason he the only reason that he and I worked together sort of at the end in the desperate situations was that I had more healing potions than he did. Does that answer it? I do not wish to, he's an elf and they're hard for me to judge.
Okay. I mean, chaos mage is not like saying necromancer, is it?
No, they're saying people who love to play with wild magic.
Okay.
So, where was this this pool of elemental earth that you dipped it in to start? Can we go back to there and
That's a far, far journey away. I would suggest you look for another elemental pool closer by. I know there's one at Nautilus. I know that Palak had one. But there may be others if you wish to look into that. They are nodes of the powers of the world. So they're often built around by mages and those who respect magical energy.
So, you have been touched by this power that turned these. Sorry, let me get into voice. That turned these Templars to demons. Is that your fate? Are you touched with the unnatural? Are you going to become as they?
Be right back.
I do not know. I dream sometimes. When the pains get too much, I fall into a sleep, a slumber of agony, and I dream of the torrent stall again. I don't know what will become of me. I may be fated to become a demon like they, but I do not know.
Do you have any idea how the Torrenstal was called forth?
No. Tenselar may know more, or at least he may have ideas on who to track for it. I was very much a sword in this rather than a thinker. I don't know.
And the power of the hand and the eye, did we ever see that in action?
When it, like the heart, had power, transformative, and Tenselar also covered that. So I have no idea what powers or magics those relics possess.
As far as you know, when you last saw them, they were sealed as well.
That was my impressions, that he sealed them. Though,
Now,
if he were to be experimenting with them, I would guess that he would open them up, and perhaps he would be better equipped to protect himself from those energies.
So the
What? Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No. Go ahead. I was going to ask a
The
question of Matt.
the Templar uh, appeared to be corrupted before you
That when
before
she
you got there.
when she came to me, she was a sinister force, and I very quickly realized that I had put myself into the power of one who had no value for life. That is why I say in the other signs and symbols that I saw that she likely served the siren.
Did you tell her this? How did she know the heart? What the heart did? Did you tell her the story, or did she figure it out on her own?
I had told some parts of it to my doctors, and they must have relayed it. And when she came, she drew the rest out of me. I told her everything, and I believe she only kept me around because she was curious about what would happen to me in the end, what I would become.
I will turn to Tommaso, and I will ask him, is there anything that your patron can do to cleanse this unnaturalness about this man? He has suffered enough.
That's a good question. Is there anything I can do with ritual magic, Lowell?
Well, you're kind of, if you had time and space, maybe. One thing is, you already did meet an agent of the surgeon here in the Unconquered Port. You might try to reach out to him to see if he could perhaps take him to some sort of underground treatment or mendicant. Does that seem reasonable?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that does.
Why don't you make it's a sort of relationship check, so I will have you roll a d6 for me.
D6. All right. Where are you, dice roller?
Okay. You will be able to get him essentially into those hands. Essentially contact them, and they say that they will pick him up. They're uncertain whether they can treat him, they will say. And this one will speak very honestly to you. But if he does turn to something else, we can also keep that contained.
Now I walked in and out. I mean, the reason why these Templars turn to demons is because of this heart.
The sense you get is that Marl was already corrupted in some other way, and that she utilized the power of the heart either through some other magics or just the base heart itself to call demons, to corrupt the other Templars, and to create those monsters in the basement.
Okay. So we've got this big scary thing here that is maybe safe now and maybe not, but will be unsafe later, and it's probably better off in somebody else's hands.
How do these demon gems come into play? How are they related to any of this? Tornstall, or
We don't know.
So here are the three sort of plot points that you guys have. You have still on the table is the question of those gems that you got and the murder of Lady Naisune. And you have some information that leads you back to a place where those gems were supposed to be delivered. You will. That's one place. The person in town who was supposed to receive those gems has moved on, but you do have another location, another island, where those were to be delivered. So that's one thing. is the question of those gems, why they were taken, what value they have, and so on. So that's one thing. The second thing is the wizard Palak is still a thread on the table if you guys wanted to try and get some extra payment from him for you guys having rescued that tower at the beginning.
And he's like, go ahead.
And go on.
And he is likely to be one of the few people able to deal with this crap. The heart. And perhaps take these gems.
And the third thing, of course, is dealing with the heart itself. And if you wanted to follow up on that, either getting it to a place where it can be contained, or going to see this Tensalar, if that's something you wanted to do.
Well, I would say we want to deal with this heart as soon as possible, because I really don't want to be turned into a demon or corrupted in any way.
Do you want to get? Do you want to? We've got still some open icon contacts. Does somebody want to use one of those to essentially get this temporarily sealed?
I would be happy to use that but with the Crowsworn Pirate, I don't think it connects that well. I've got one with Leviathan, but that's conflicted, and I really don't like being conflicted with the Leviathan.
Well, it's about people who fight the Leviathan. So,
right, because I'm in conflict with him anyway.
Right. Do you... Well, are you willing to trade something to somebody? It'll cost you. They can seal it, but it'll cost you.
Oh, hey, we got magic items that we don't really give a shit about, so that might work out well.
Do you want to give them... What do you want to give them?
What do you guys think? There's the Talisman of Mortification. Is that...
There's a talisman and a magic dagger, but the magic dagger might be more... Would
And
probably
could-
be... Go ahead.
Could one of the other party members in our group use the spell recharging dagger? I don't know if that would be useful at some point to you at a higher level, or is that not usable by him?
I think it is usable. Let me see how his things are defined.
We don't want to trade away stuff that might be useful to other people in the party
I
too.
think there was a reason that Matt couldn't use it, which is why we gave it to...
Right.
So
Yeah.
So Ben, you don't want to recharge your chain lightning or whatever it is?
Well, it's not that useful of a spell, and the other two items I have are much more useful.
Okay.
I mean, it would be useful eventually at next level. If I don't have a fourth item, well, I'll use it.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think the talisman might be a better choice because the we're going to a place of mages, and this is something that a mage would find more. The dagger is something that a mage would find more useful, and perhaps more desirable. Is my thought.
So, Carl, we'll
Yes.
we'll do sort of a quick exchange. You reach out to your contacts that are in essentially the groups that fight against Leviathan. Some of the contacts you've talked to, they're the ones that inform you that the guy who was the agent of Leviathan who was supposed to pick up the item before has headed out. And one of them will be able to get you some magical materials to essentially bind up this heart for a time in
Okay.
exchange for that talisman.
For the Talisman of Mortification. Anybody got a problem with that? Say now
Sounds
or
good.
forever hold your peace. Okay, yeah,
Okay.
that sounds good.
So it will be held quite significantly because that's a pretty big trade. You're trading a magic item for that. So it will be off the table as a threat for a while. And it's too bad because I really wanted you to have that Talisman of Mortification because it was a way.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted you guys to
'Cause
hose
it drain-
yourselves.
Yeah, hosers. Yeah, that's why I wanted nothing to do with it.
Oh,
It's too tempting.
To me, for +1 before you have to go, I wouldn't be tempted by that at all. Anyways, moving on.
Anyway, so
So that lets us pretty much pursue any of the three.
right now the other thing that you will be told that you'll be given is, after all of this is sort of said and done, Cork Miser will say, so you folks seem to be fighting against the Leviathan.
Well,
Among others, yes.
any sane person, I would say, pretty much doesn't like the Lord of Death in the deep.
Well, I myself have, when I was younger, when I still had the strength for it, fought against his forces. Let me tell you now, it's a losing game. He will always overcome, but you seem young and perhaps still with some hope. And he will ask for some paper, and he will sketch out some stuff on a sheet of paper. Takes him about a half hour to sketch out and write some notes. And he will roll it up, and he will hand it to you, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
And he will say, this is what I know. There is a dungeon filled with treasure. I've written down what I know about it, a map, details about the means of entry. It's called the Storm-Tossed Cliffs of the Star Princess.
How did you...
The
Oh,
Storm-Tossed Cliffs?
Storm-Tossed Cliffs of the Star Princess.
Do we have any idea what that means?
Nope.
Can you write Storm Star what? Cliffs
I'll-
of the Star Princess?
The Storm-Tossed Cliffs of the Star Princess. What level is the dungeon?
I received my information on it from the widow of some people that went to explore it. And I picked up other bits and pieces that I've written down there for you.
Master Turlo, there's a very important question that we have not asked of you yet. Why were you being held by the Templars?
Because they knew that I knew about that dungeon. And I didn't give it up because I knew the second that I told them, my life would be forfeit.
Is he showing any signs of sickness or infection or anything?
Nope, not particularly. And he's indicated that he's only been in there for a few days.
Okay. Do I, being what I am but having no clue what I am, do I have any sense of the unnatural? Like I sense something unnatural about Segan, but do I sense that unnaturalness?
Oh, that's a difficult roll. Go ahead and make a wisdom check for me.
You might have to taste him.
Do you have any kind of healer skill?
No.
A magical skill?
This is my connection to the natural world that I'm trying to take advantage of. So I could just go straight wisdom. Plus 2, 3. Nope. Okay. 11. So probably not.
No, and again, it's the mostly what you picked up before, that sense of unnaturalness from the things, is because it was so blatant. It'd be difficult to tell if he has some infection. That's, you don't know.
Okay.
How far away is Nautilus?
It's maybe a little bit further than where Palak is at.
How far to the Storm-Tossed Cliffs?
That's a bit further. To get to there, you'd really want to lay in supplies to reach the place.
So, my friends, if I can call you such, I think our next port of call, at least in my mind, is the Wizard. Is that correct? What are your thoughts?
That's kind of what I was thinking. I'm kind of, you guys kind of, I think you kind of believe that Pollock is a great guy to give this heart to, but to me, he's just a powerful mage who likes power, and we're gonna give him a whole bunch of power. and then some draconi orbs that he can do some kind of big ritual with, and God knows what else we're gonna do. He's kind of crazy on the siren thing, and he might say, "Oh, hey, if I lose half the people of the world to kill the siren, that'd be great."
Well, dog, there's a couple things that you might have a misconception about. One, I do not think that we are in any place or in any way capable of holding this heart for any length of time. Nor do I think that we are capable judges of who or should or shouldn't have it. And we know he fights at least one of the evils of this world. So there are worse hands it could be in, and in my mind, ours are probably among those worse hands.
Well,
As far as the other gems go, we don't have to give them to him. We can sell them to him, and that I'm sure that will appeal to you, sir.
yeah, we can also sell him a dagger that he stabs in our back. To me, all
Yeah,
this.
but that could happen with anyone that we sell.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe
That's
being
why
the
I like.
pirate that you are.
That's why I like kind of staying away from this stuff. I mean, nothing personal. I'm looking at this. Ooh, let's go to this scary dungeon with traps and monsters and blah. What the fuck are we going there? Do they got a bar? Do they got a bunch of horrors over there? No, I think I'd be happy not going there.
I think he had me at filled with treasure.
Yes.
And you have to wonder why the Templars were so interested in it.
And see,
What
that
type
treasure,
of treasure?
that
No,
treasure,
no,
that treasure turns
I
into
don't.
drinks.
No, actually, I don't.
Then perhaps you're in the wrong line of business.
Certainly, dog. No one is twisting your arm to come along with us. Certainly.
Oh, I don't
Let's
mind.
go
hanging
back
out.
to the pirate business.
Yeah, actually, I got a debt to pay, so just back off. But anyways, so I'm thinking that, look, I don't know anything about this magic stuff. Maybe you guys do, but I'm thinking we got this super duper heart thingy, and we got a Titan who's in trouble. Is there some way we can use this heart to, I don't know, I mean, not us, but give it to somebody who will help the Titan with it? It's a big bunch of power. Titan needs a big infusion. I'd rather have the world not fall down on my grandkids or whatever, but that's what I'm saying.
I didn't know you had kids.
I don't yet, but I might. I don't know how long this thing's going to take.
Well, you could
so
take
you were
the
gonna hang on.
long journey to Grandfather Turtle.
Oh, so okay, so Turtle would be with the Titan. Yeah, well, he's very good, so okay, I get that.
That I mean,
Well, where's that?
that's a significantly further journey, further than the dungeon. It would require a couple stops, but you could head there and seek audience. You've served and agents and has been allied with Grandfather Turtle in the past.
Okay, well, that would be a good place to go. I'm thinking we don't have to make that decision now, but if that's in the direction, then let's think about that. I mean, I just don't trust a lot of these guys,
There will be a knock on your door.
I'm ready for the axe.
I will turn into the biggest bear form that I have, and I will stand right by the door. And
So
wait.
I want to mention you guys are in this small inn room. If you turn into a bear, you will fill this room with the six of you in it now.
I will just
Okay.
approach the door and say, "Yes, what is it?"
I'm looking for Black Dog. We
I
serve
come
together.
out. Okay, I'll come out. Do I recognize it, the voice?
You'll see a goblin that you recognize, scar across his cheek. Scarbone is his name.
Scarbone! All right, what are you doing here?
Quiet, you fool. Let me. Where'd you get that bear?
Oh, he's my buddy. I like this
Man.
bear. I had to tell him to stop killing orcs, but after that, it was okay.
He'll kind of look around at the crazy crew that you have jammed into this room. And he'll go, Black Dog, I'd heard word that you were in town. And I was out on the street and I've heard some things. You know the tower?
Yeah.
Well, some people are putting the blame for that on you and your companions.
Who would do that?
I don't know. Apparently, the Templars of Tect that commanded it, they have a secular mercenary company called Ogram's Redoubt that are in the city. Apparently, they had received a message a day or two ago describing you and a cleric that they were to be on the lookout for. Now they've spread word on that, and they're out in the streets as well. The city guard had been alerted to that. The local officials, they want a scapegoat for what's gone on. They want to assuage public opinion. This is a great and tumultuous event. So you should be aware that the city is not friendly to you now.
Yeah.
Did you know
It is.
that some of the lords of the city stored their valuables in the tower?
Oh, we gotta go back.
No, they're burnt, gone. You melted the warehouses of some of the greatest nobles in this city.
We didn't melt.
Well, if not you, then someone else.
I don't
And
know
they
what
put
you're
the
talking
blame
about.
on you.
No, I understand that they're putting them. We weren't there. Okay. I think you
I
guys.
can smell the burning on you, Black Dog. But enough.
We were helping out with the fire brigades.
What's the reward like on Black Dog?
It's only half as much as the one on you.
Well, the thing is that you guys were seen in each other's company, so they have the description of a bowyer, a wolf, a great wolf that you had with you.
Oh, but not a bear. Good.
And a nondescript figure, an elf, I think.
Okay. How close is our boat?
I think it's time to leave town.
Your boat's in your pocket.
Well, how close is the water?
You could easily make your way down to the piers and take off.
Do we have enough supplies to get somewhere, to get to the next place?
Yeah, probably to crossover point with a good skill roll.
Okay.
So
Time to go.
I would say then our best bet for now is to make our way to the wizard. Not necessarily tell him about the heart, but get our additional reward, which will give us enough money to
Sounds good.
to get to the
Let's
turtle,
go.
basically.
Sounds good. Let's go.
All
Okay.
right.
Hey, Scar Bones. Oh, what's that? Scarbone.
Scarbone, not
Scarbone.
Scarbone.
Scarbones. Okay, what I need you to do. We need you to. What I want you to do here is to go tell the town watch that you're pretty sure that you saw some orc going to the north part of town, and he's trying to get out, and he's going to get around the, and I'll give him a route that he wants, everything like that, and it's basically the opposite way we're going.
All right, Carl. Why don't you make an
and now
intelligence roll for me?
Oh, okay.
I'm about to say, that'll make him the scapegoat then.
Well, I could tell him he's. Actually, I think it's worse than that. Intelligence roll, it's level, and is it pirate being an orc and knowing that they're going to screw each other over?
Absolutely.
Level. Okay, so 22.
All right. So, Carl, you will send Scarbone off, and he will be able to draw off the city guard. So, one of the three forces that is hunting you will be removed from the picture. Does that seem reasonable?
Oh, excellent. I'm very happy now.
Okay.
Poor Scarbone.
So,
Yeah, no kidding.
you guys wish
He was just told to do that. That's all he knows. He saw something.
He's a goblin.
He's a goblin.
Apparently, he failed his intelligence roll.
You're totally a racist.
You guys will make your way then out here 4 a.m. The city is in chaos. You're going to try to use that to your advantage.
Yes.
Okay.
I have
By
superlative.
saying, Black Dog the
superlative-
pirate here.
spy and thief
Okay.
skills to move through the city streets?
Can you not look like a wolf? Easily?
I can. I take on a human form.
Yes.
I can look like you.
Oh, that's what we need. Another freaking orc here, buddy. How about not that?
I become a human. See, I look like you.
Oh.
No. All right. So, Scott, what is your appropriate skill for this?
My appropriate. Let's see. Either thief or spy master. Basically blending in with the crowd.
So I actually think thief is the appropriate one for this. So
All right.
thief plus dexterity. And if you roll really well, you can pick a couple people that won't have to roll.
Oh, okay. Plus. Wait.
This is kind of an info dump session. I apologize for that, guys, getting the
Oh.
stuff set up.
I don't apologize. Xander, never apologize. We like role playing.
Yeah, I like the infinite.
So. Dex. Is there anything else here that I get to add?
I will be right back, Lon.
Sure, absolutely.
So thief 5, Dex. Oh, you to add your level too.
Oh, yeah.
So there we go.
Oh, look at that.
Woohoo!
You can pick 2 other people that don't have to make stealth rolls.
I might be able to do that. If it's Dex, I'm pretty decent at that.
It's going to be dexterity rolls.
Yeah.
So which of the 2 you wish
So
As you think
Tommaso?
about this, yes, you hear Tommaso's heavy plate mail.
Tommaso would be one, and
I'll be fine.
Fabian's got
yes,
a good
that's what you said the last time you followed me into the city.
dex.
What? I look like I look like all the other 2 legs around here.
You caused a riot.
Just a small one.
But oh hey, okay, if we're all for giving second chances. I seem to be arguing with my spirit for all right, I'll give him. It was a riot.
He's
So
talking to himself again.
Yep.
Carl.
No, I'm good. I don't need it.
Well,
I mean,
it's gotta
you can. It's fine
Yeah.
if you want.
So
Yeah,
in that case, I'm going to have
because I
Fabian.
know Ben has his scouting skills.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Fabian, why don't you make your urban stealth roll with dexterity plus level?
Okay.
Oh, look at that. You are the man.
See, my faith was not misplaced.
That's true. And Ben, are you back? Somebody roll me. Ben is going to be rolling with a plus 10.
I can roll it.
Okay. Oh, look at that. So you guys will make your way through the streets. You will see guards of this mercenary company, the Ogrim's Redoubt, moving carefully along, hunting, checking people out, looking for an orc, looking for a cleric. You see them, they're especially checking anybody who looks like they might be a leper or a beggar. They clearly have been told that the person is one of these followers of the Surgeon Penitent. And you will also see other people. Scott, you'll spot in pairs. They look like hired assassins. They look like the kinds of people that when you piss off the wealthy leaders of a city, the kinds of people that they hire to go and mow you down. And you guys will make your way.
It doesn't seem like we're going to be offered a fair trial at all.
Oh God, no. No trial.
Trials.
No, they want people strung up tonight. And so it would be a good thing not to be an orc or a pus-faced cleric in this city this evening. You guys will get to the shore, get to the pier. You'll quietly, Scott, with your 30, drop the boat in with no sound.
Dad, hippopotamus!
And there's a hippopotamus.
That was
Sorry, putting on.
Okay.
that doesn't sound like no sound.
Yes. You will drop that in the thing.
We left the kids in the boat.
Fair enough.
Sorry,
open up.
hippopotamus.
Sure. It takes a moment for the boat to unfurl, and you guys will start to maneuver yourself out. The whatchamacallit, the harbor is actually kind of chaotic right now because a lot of boats actually took off a little and dropped anchor because they weren't sure what was going on, if this was an attack or something. So it works something to your advantage as you move through here, sailing along. Who wants to make a sailor roll for me?
I can.
Knock yourself out.
God damn it. Roll. Is it just pirate? Plus
Yeah, that seems like a reasonable one.
3 plus. I mean, there's not.
What's that?
It's not wisdom or dex or.
Let's see. I think that is going to be dexterity for this one.
Okay, so 3 is plus the level.
Yep.
All right.
So you will definitely be able to move past patrols. So I'm not going to worry about the sort of physical patrols on the boats that might be an issue there. Does that seem reasonable?
Okay.
Okay. You guys will be a ways out into the harbor, moving away along between these various boats. Some lights on, very dimly lit, and such. And it's at that point that you guys will hear a screeching in the air. And you will look to the skies, and you will see that there is a flock of enormous birds that have come into view and are circling the boat.
Our boat.
Your boat. And after a moment, the first one swoops by, and you will realize that they are in fact not large birds, but harpies.
Yay.
Harpies.
Harpies.
Who are harpies normally associated with?
The siren.
Oh, great.
Yay.
All right. Why doesn't everybody roll initiative for me?
If you're human, roll twice.
If you're human, roll twice. 20 plus
Let me enter,
14.
enter,
I'll be back.
enter.
Alright, so we're going with 19.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, no, not 19. What's it? Yeah, it was 19, yep.
Whoops. Go ahead and type your initiative into the thing. I'm going to get the Harpies initiative. And that is... Okay.
I do not see my character in the turn order.
Did I... Oh, I didn't get you there, did I? Hang on. There we go, Tommaso.
Alright.
Ben, are you back yet?
Yeah, I'm back.
You should roll initiative.
Okay. Booger. How do I roll initiative again? That was here. Roll initiative. Okay.
Sorry.
That is okay.
19. Can I just type that in here? Let me see.
Oh, no, I'm wrong.
So you're at a
Yeah.
19, Ben?
Yes.
14. Okay. All right. So here is the deal. Essentially, you can move your boat along one boat length with a successful quick action, either Tommaso or Rook or Black Dog on your turn, okay? Right now, there are 3 harpies that are moving into close. The one up top, the one sort of behind you, and this one over here. And then there are 4 harpies that are sort of at a distance right now. So
In front of us or behind us?
in front of you. The ones that are over this direction, if you see my ping, those ones are a little bit further away. They're going to have to move to close to get to you. So you get 3 that are clearly going to dive to attack on this round.
Okay.
The boats are there. You guys can jump over to those with acrobatics. You can swim.
I'm missing what the benefits of moving the boat forward is right now.
Trying to get off the map, get out of the area if you'd like. Trying to maneuver yourself closer to things. You can certainly do that. It's up to you.
Well, no, I know. Okay.
You can turn it in a different direction. You can move it back. You can do it however you want to move it.
Okay.
Merrick, what do you want to do?
I guess first of all, I will assume the form of a large mountain lion.
Okay.
Something that can perch, and it's good at climbing, good at jumping, and pouncing.
Okay.
I will don an aspect.
Okay.
As my quick action, and that aspect will be I've got bear and owlbear loaded. I will don the aspect of bear.
Okay.
And because of that, I need to roll. Let's see. Okay, I get temporary hit points based on that.
Okay.
And that is, I think it's 2. I roll 2 recoveries, Sorry, let me look it up.
Sure.
Okay, 48. And bear form right here. Roll recovery dice if you're healing. Instead, gain that as temporary hit points.
Okay.
Does not cost a recovery. So, because I'm human, does not affect that. Sorry. Roll recovery.
And that's the
18.
Now, which one is that? The bear aspect?
Bear aspect adept level.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome.
We got all the recoveries back and stuff, right?
Gosh, no.
Go!
You guys are still at Scott, you're at 24. Carl, you're at 62. Fabian, you're at 42, plus your temporary. Matt, you're at 32. Okay. Ben, you're at 29.
So I'm at effectively 60 now then.
Okay.
All
right. The harpies will move.
And I delayed. I get into a position to pounce when one comes near.
Okay. So this harpy swings by. 3, and will attack with a shriek at Tommaso and Kathak. What is your magic defense, Matt?
That's an 11.
Okay. Roll 1d20. 10. And what is your MD, Ben?
11.
Okay. Okay. Ben, it will actually miss on you, but Tommaso, it will hit you for 5 points of psychic damage. And you are hampered. And that's an easy save to clear. That's a 6+ to save.
All right.
Hampered means you can only make basic attacks, no frills. You can still move normally.
You are not pampered.
Okay. And then this harpy will come down and attack Rook. And this one will attack Merrick. So I will take my swing on you, Merrick, and then you can take a swing back. How does that sound?
Okay. I do have a fairly relevant question, if I may.
Sure, absolutely.
If these are either a lower level than I or a mook, my attacks are aided by that.
Wait.
They are
so
not.
that one... That one was his roll against me?
Yep. Do you want to trigger
I
your
can
thing?
use my... Yeah, I'm gonna use my demonic curse. The curse of chaos.
All right.
Once per battle, it's a free action when a nearby enemy rolls a natural 1 to 5. I can curse them, and as their attempt to attack me backfires horribly.
All right. Well, let's say that it comes by, shrieks, hits Tommaso, and then as it swings by, it catches itself in the sail line you guys have on the boat. So there's this harpy that's tangled in the sail lines and reduced in defenses for this round. How does that sound?
That sounds awesome.
Okay. So Merrick, I'm going to take my shot on you. What is your AC?
19, sir.
19. I will hit for 10 damage.
Okay.
And Scott, what is your AC?
17.
I will hit for 10 damage.
Now, since this thing came in range, can I strike back?
Absolutely. Now you should take your shot back, sir. Need
Okay.
to hit an 18.
And I'll roll that again.
Okay. Yeah.
That hits.
All right. And that's an even? Is that the good one? I forget.
That's an even. Yep. So I roll 3d 10s
10?
plus 7.
Okay.
19. Sucky roll.
19 points of damage. All right. So you will slash on it as it comes in. Rook. So this harpy has come down and has slashed you. You'll see another one caught in the rigging. What do you want to do?
I'm going to use, I guess I'm going to use my cloak to disengage from this harpy.
All right. Then all the harpies then, when you do that, anybody else can pop free if they want to. But I don't think anybody else wants to, but or needs to. But you will pop free for free, Scott.
And then I will tell Black Dog to take care of this harpy here. I'm going to try to steer the ship and get out to sea.
Okay.
And I'm going to go to the wheel or wherever the steering point is, and that's what I'm going to do.
Do you want to move it straight forward?
Straightforward, yep.
Okay. So I'm going to move that along. So harpy is still there. Rook. Harpy in the rigging. Okay. So that was a quick action, Scott. If you can make a successful sailing roll, just don't roll a 1. Dexterity plus whatever your sailor skill is.
Okay. So 5, and so I took 4, 4 is 8. Plus 8. Woohoo!
Oh yeah. So I will say that you're sailing along magnificently. So the next time you have to make a sailing roll, you'll do it for free. Do you wish to
Do
make
I have any action?
Yes, that was just a quick action.
Oh, okay. And as my regular action, I am basically going to I'm going to assume we were probably up on deck.
Well, given that there's
Looking
no
over
lower
this-
decks.
Right, up on deck, looking over the information that we got. There are some candles that we're using to read by, and I'm going to basically try and get some of the partially melted wax, and I'm going to basically stuff my ears to try to shield myself from the Harpy's Cry.
Okay.
Because I
He's pouring hot wax in his ears.
no, basically the stuff at the bottom, basically roll it up in my fingers. Yes, if it's a little hot, I take a little damage.
No. I won't have you make damage. Just why don't you make a dexterity check for this?
Just Dex.
Yeah, unless you have a
Dex-
background that you think applies to this, like monster hunting or something.
No, but pirate or harpies commonly.
They're pretty uncommon.
I guess sirens would probably be more. I don't have monster war.
That'd be a good one to take.
That reminds me, I read an interesting medical article once that said the ears are a sensitive human biological part of which you should shove nothing less smaller than an elbow in.
Yes.
Scott,
21.
Against their attack, their shriek attack, consider yourself having +3 magic defense. Okay.
Okay.
Tommaso.
Hey.
Okay, what kind of action is it for me to make a saving throw?
Saving throw happens at the end of your round. It's free.
Okay, so the end of my round, so I can just do a normal.
You can do, I believe, essentially you can't do any kind of triggered attack effects. If you were a fighter or anything like that, that would complicate things. I think you could still throw spells and stuff.
Okay, in that case, I will then, as a quick action, I will cast Divine Endurance. Yep, it's quick action. I'll cast Divine Endurance, going for effect instead of power. So everybody gets 20 temporary hit points.
Whoa!
That's nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
Alright, so let me mark that on my
Oh,
character
nice.
sheet.
Okay.
Oh, that's
So-
pretty nice.
And then, as my attack, I will shoot a javelin of flies at the harpy. So that is...
Which one you hitting? The one that Fabian hit? The one in the rigging? Or the one that Scott's fighting? Or was fighting?
I will go with the one that is bothering Scott.
Okay.
So
So you need to hit an
that's-
18.
So it's D20 plus wisdom plus level.
So you do it. That will hit. Roll your damage, sir.
That is 3d6 plus wisdom. Actually, plus 1 for. So 18.
18 points. So your javelin will fly out and will strike this thing, and it will cry out from that. Kathak.
Should I get a saving throw now, right?
Yes, 6+.
Alright. So.
Well, I think I'm going to zoom in a bit here.
Okay.
I'll hit the harpy in the lines.
All right. So to hit this harpy, you need to hit a 16.
Okay. And all right.
Do you want to take your reroll?
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Okay.
And on this reroll, I get a +2 bonus
That
and
you do.
+1 to crit range.
So if you roll a
It's called-
19 or a 20, you will crit.
Yes, 18.
19.
19.
No, I have my bow also gives.
Oh, that's right.
sweet.
Yeah, I forgot about
range
that.
too.
Sweet.
What's the +2? Right. Okay.
So you will just hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. Roll 3d8 plus 4. 3d8 plus 7.
18
Okay.
points. That's a rigging harpy. So you guys have done almost half damage on 3 of these guys here on this first round there. Fump, fump, fump. Black Dog on 14.
Okay, so you're saying a quick action, I can move the boat
Well, the boat's
forward.
already been moved this round.
Okay, one round. Okay, I was thinking it doesn't make sense.
Yep.
Okay, I guess it's time to get mad.
Okay.
Pop the sword, jump up for the cause, hit the one that was going after Scott.
Okay. Need to hit an 18 to hit him, Carl, on this first round.
1 plus 6. So
So one
sorry.
of them will
Well,
hit.
it's no, yeah, right. So it's just a 23.
Okay. So please roll your damage, sir.
3d10 plus 1 plus 6. Yeah, plus 6.
Okay.
Right. 23.
23. The one that had already been hit by that swarm of flies, you will leap up, kind of catch it across the wing, and cut it, and it will scream as it sprays blood and drops into the water with a sploosh.
Oh, I feel good with harpy blood all over me.
That you do.
You say that about all types of blood.
You look like a Dragon Age character right now.
Excellent.
All right. It is
Oh, Matt, I gotta ask you about that event when we get done here.
round 1. We are round 2. We are on escalation die 1. Okay, Merrick, it is your action.
Okay. Just mechanics wise, his. I was reduced down. I had temporary hit points, so when he healed, when I got damaged, it took it off the temporary hit points,
Absolutely.
right? Okay, and then when he healed it back, it just reset all my temporary hit points. I don't get them. Temporary hit points don't stack.
Oh yeah, they do. So you've got.
They do.
You've got 10 from your own still left. Or how many temporary hit points did you have from your own roll?
I had 11 for mine,
Okay, so you
and
had 1 left.
20 for him, so 31.
So and you took 10, so you have 21 right now.
Okay, so yeah, okay,
Right?
that's fine.
Okay.
I will attack the one I'm currently engaged with.
All right. Let's see you hit this one. Hit an AC 18. Let's see those rolls. You need to kill these things.
D20 plus.
I'm shaking my
Let me figure
fists
this
even
out.
as I say this, you guys. Just know that both fists are being shook. So that will hit.
I'm gonna. Okay.
And you want to roll again?
Now
Just
here's
in
a
case you go
question.
for the crit?
Yeah. And I get to keep the one I like, right?
Yeah. It's not like if you roll a fumble that'll happen.
Okay. 21. So a hit.
21. Go ahead and so that's even. So roll
That's
your big
even.
damage.
Okay. I will go ahead and trigger my Warrior's Blessing
Okay.
to heal myself for 4 plus a D6.
Okay. Roll your d6. There you go. 6 more points back.
6 more. Okay. Now that's putting me above my max, so I can't go
you're at your
above that,
max.
right?
Oh, by the
Okay.
way.
Now, so then I'm doing my damage. It was even, so roll 3d20, d10, plus 7,
Yes.
and that's 25.
25 points of damage will kill this one. Again, you slashed at it and then leap up again in your tiger form, catch its wing in your mouth and just kind of wrench it out, claw across it. It will again shriek. You'll see people on the boats nearby now. Lanterns are getting lit as they hear the screaming of these harpies that are wheeling and surrounding your boat. Blood is in the water. You'll see sharks starting to come. All right. They will close. All right, I need to take care of some of you guys. So let's do the most dangerous one appears to be Fabian. So let's start with Harpy
Big
Front.
mistake, Queen.
Let's see. So first I have to roll 1d3. So Harpy Front can hit 2. Scott, what is your magic defense against these guys? And actually, it should be +6 you'll have since you got your ears stopped up. Since you spent your time.
So with the +6, my MD would be wait, hold on. Make sure that doesn't go up every level. So 20.
20. So this one will shriek and miss on you. Carl, what is your MD?
14.